Hello everyone, welcome to GNU according to CD, that is Government of National Unity. I did warn earlier that I am working backwards with this video that of the Home Affairs Portfolio Committee being briefed by the Minister of Home Affairs and his wonderful team. Basically, the gentleman that you are going to be seeing in the next clip, he is the DG of Home Affairs, Director General of Home Affairs, who is basically outlining what the president has actually tasked them to do, as well as the Minister of Home Affairs, Dr. Leon Schreiber, on the things that he has been working on since he has become the Minister of Home Affairs.
To highlight that there's a number of priorities that the presidency is leading on, including issues around digital transformation, and to that extent, they've set up an intergovernmental team that is working around issues on digital transformation. And of course, we need to take that into consideration. And the second one is the milestones that we've traversed over a period of time on the white paper on citizenship, immigration, and refugee protection. And then it will also give you an overview of the white paper. But critically, it's a key policy recommendations. And thereafter, the minister spoke about the medium-term development plan priorities. There are three priorities that have been identified, and the team will be able to take you through those. And then, of course, we have to align ourselves with that. And then the next one will be on Operation Vulindlela. The minister did indicate that there were 8 policy recommendations that were made. 4, of course, are legislative, and the other 4, it's process or systems. We have been able to implement 7 out of 8 of those. We're just finalizing the last part, which is more on the technology, and the others we have implemented. But critical is the fact that in the State of the Nation address, the President also spoke about further visa reforms. And to that extent, the Presidency appointed a team called the Genesis to look at what else can we do to do exactly what the Minister was referring to. How do we bring in more tourists? And that team is working on a number of options that at some point will come back and indicate what is it that we're doing with regards to that.
Guys, the elections were held on the 29th of May 2024. How many months later was that? So that would be June, July, August. Almost 4 months ago, we went to the general elections. Of course, there was no clear win. That means the ANC lost its governance and majority after these elections. And then, of course, a government of national unity was formed. And everybody was like, what is the government of national unity? What is this GNU? Da, 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 da. And I must be honest, when I saw Dr. Leon Schreiber, he said some few things that I was like, no, sir. No, 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 no. We are not going there. You are going to put the people of South Africa first. I think I did make some videos of basically expressing my disappointment and frustration at this minister because he seemed to start off on the wrong foot as far as I was concerned, talking about ZEP, how they are going to renew. And we're like, wait a minute, before you even think of national or other nationals, you need to think about us. You need to think about us, how you are going to put South Africans first, because it is so, if there's one thing, in fact, no, not one thing. If you are not a non-South African and maybe you're listening to this video from outside of South Africa, let me tell you something about South Africans. There are 3 government departments that South Africans hate to go to. The number one of all of them is Home Affairs. Everybody I'm talking South African citizens, even way before foreign nationals started flooding South Africa, we never liked going to Home Affairs simply because Home Affairs gets full. You have to wake up at 3 in the morning just so you are number 300 on the line. Can you imagine? That means other people slept overnight so that they can be seen early and then leave early. So that's one of the things that we hate about Home Affairs, and it's traumatic to go to Home Affairs. The second one is the police station. Oh my goodness. Every South African, every beginning of the year, one of the prayers is, please do not let anything that is going to lead me to the police station, either than to certify something, not to open a case or whatever the case might be, because our police officers couldn't give a rat's toe about the people they swore to serve and to protect. We hate the police station. The third and final one, our hospitals. Oh my goodness, that's another prayer you have to make, that may this new year never lets me to the hospital. And I'm talking public hospitals here. We got beautiful public hospitals in South Africa. Of course, there are some of the best. I would say, yeah, the best of the best on the African continent. But still, the way our hospitals get full, it's like Home Affairs. You literally have to wake up at 3 in the morning so that you are one of the first batch of people that are seen by doctors. But you must be prepared that even though you woke up at 3 in the morning, you are going to return home at 3 in the afternoon. Yes, you heard me right. So we hate those three places. South Africans have no patience to wait. That's one thing I know about us. Maybe there will be a fourth department. Please do comment in the comment section. Which is the fourth department that you hate going to, apart from these three that I've mentioned? Because Batupili principle doesn't play a role in them. Now it's even worse going to Home Affairs, going to the police station, and okay, maybe not the police station because they avoid the police station like a plague. I'm talking foreign nationals, hospitals. I would love to hear that Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi, the Minister of Health, does listen to YouTubers. And one of the things that, if he does listen to YouTubers, I would like to submit to him is that, Mr. Minister, whatever you do, can you separate the lines between South Africans and foreign nationals at hospitals? Because it is unfair that a South African citizen will have to queue along with foreign nationals to go to see a doctor. And at the end of the day, a South African citizen, whom, by the way, the South African taxpayers pay for the South African to get treatment at these hospitals. I know also that foreign nationals do also deserve to be treated. But can you separate the lines so that South Africans also get seen? Because some of these foreign nationals, they have money to bribe security officers at the hospital to make it to the front of the line, while South Africans probably arrive there at 3 in the morning, because that culture with South Africans is still there. Even in 2024, as a South African citizen, if I know I want to see a doctor at Johannesburg Hospital or Hillbrow Hospital or Tembisa Hospital or RK Khan or King Edward or Grooteskier, I have to wake up at 3 in the morning. We still have that mentality. But imagine now a South African wakes up at 3 in the morning only not to be seen by a doctor simply because they don't have money to bribe the security to put them in front of the line. So can you please, because South Africans are disciplined when it comes to queues. We don't skip queues. We call that ungekela. That's what we call it. So as a Elani, as citizen, we wait our turn. So can you separate the line for South Africans going to the hospital and separate the line for those that are non-South Africans? Because it is unfair. Same goes with the wards. You go to you have you been to the labor ward before? You'll be lucky if you came across a South African in the public hospital. Lucky. The way some of these foreign women, I don't know, who are they giving birth to? The rest of Africa? You just never know what is happening. So, same thing with that. Allocate, I don't know, wards, or build more wards that are going to be dedicated for South African citizens so that they get a bed when they are ill or when they're going to give birth. Because it's ridiculous that I go to a government hospital. I know for a fact that taxpayers pay for me to be able to be treated there, and I get there, there's no bed for me. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. So, anyways, hopefully we are going to see something similar to this with the Department of Health, as well with the police, because I still feel that the police needs to do exactly what Home Affairs has done. The overhauling of the criminal justice system is required in South Africa. I know I'm digressing a little bit there, but anyways, I'll let the video speak for itself. What exactly the Home Affairs is aligning and be doing, and how much of everything that they've done since Mr. Leon Schreiber has taken over Home Affairs. Listen, guys, Dr. Aaron Mutsualedi did an excellent job with Home Affairs. Excellent job. And he had a vision for Home Affairs. Unfortunately, he was being defeated by court application by NGOs. And this is exactly that Dr. Schreiber is doing. He's closing those tabs. That means in the future, NGOs that fight, inverted commas, for refugees and asylum seekers, they will only focus on that alone without interfering with the work of Home Affairs and the Immigration Act or immigration laws of the country. They will just have to focus on the refugees and asylum seekers and making sure that the asylum seekers and the refugees are fed, they are housed wherever South Africa is going to put them. Because I think the time has come that South African borders, there must also be some refugee camps going on there. Don't bring them inland. Don't bring them to the greater population of the country, because we already seen what these guys are capable of. Once beaten, twice shy. So build those refugee camps by the border so that when things get better back in their home countries, they can easily cross the border and go back home. So that's what the NGO should be working on, fighting for their human rights in their own country, not fighting South Africans. So Adam Motsoaledi was being chokehold by the NGOs, hence Home Affairs was not progressing the way he would have loved to. But other than that, he did fight a good fight, and I am happy that he did that. Now, Dr. Schreiber has taken over, and he seems to be moving with the speed of a bullet train, which is great. I love that. But the point that I'm trying to make is the police and the Department of Health need to do the same or follow the same route as Dr. Schreiber has. Overhaul the criminal justice system. The criminal justice system. I'm talking about the Minister of Police. Because all of these things that are happening regarding our national security, our security as a citizen needs to be prioritized. Number one top priority. They need to examine, re examine, and fix the situation that is happening in the police. Because I believe personally that you need to start with the police officers. How many of these police officers are criminals themselves? And when I say criminals themselves, how many of them have been convicted of crimes that are serving in our police force? How many of them are accused of crime? How many of them have actually gone through the process of the courts? What was the outcome? So we need to know all of these things so that we can start cleaning the criminal justice system, so and put in place laws that they will have to adhere to. And should they ever break these laws, they will be charged with an appropriate charge. Let's not be afraid of charging people that compromises the security of the country with treason. Let's not be afraid of that. Same goes with Home Affairs. Same goes with everything else. Speaking of Home Affairs and getting back to this video, basically the outline here is that Home Affairs is going digital, and once Home Affairs goes digital, chances are the warm bodies that are operating at Home Affairs will fall away. Will no longer be dealing with human beings, but we are going to be dealing with the robots, and the robot will ensure that, well, South Africans are South Africans type of situation. So yeah, those are the things that I think I am picking up from this video, and what the president what has been briefed of and what he has ordered to be done, which I am very grateful for that. So looks like by the end of 2025, Home Affairs as we know it will no longer be the same, and I welcome that change 100%. Like I said, those of you that have a problem with GNU, you don't believe in the GNU or whatever your agenda is, I'm not interested. I don't even want to hear it in my comment section either. You can go and fly a kite for all I care, because the ANC destroyed this country, and it's going to take the people of this country to fix this country. But if you don't like it, tough. Other than that, guys, yeah, I thought let me show you this video. Do what you will with it. And again, those of you that are here illegally in this country, can't you see that the walls are closing in? Don't you think it is time to pack up and go? In fact, go home. Go fix your country. Go and dethrone those people that have thrown you in this situation. What have you learned from South Africans since you've been here? What have you learned from South Africans? And I've said this before, adopt the attitudes of South Africans. You can kill some of us, but you can't kill us all. That is the mentality of a South African. That is why we are able to challenge a sitting president. That is why we are able to challenge anybody that tries us. And right now, we are being tried and we are taking action and we are saying, go home. Just go home. That's it. Fighting the police, disrespecting the police is not going to help you. Go home. Thanks. Bye.